Familiar echoes of You'll Never Walk Alone on another European night at Anfield. Over to our commentary team for this Europa League playoff first leg. Jim Beglin and first, Clive Chilton.
Thank you, Angus. Good evening, everybody. Well, probably the biggest single criticism of Roy Hodgson's predecessor here was his serial squad rotation. The biggest single question mark about the squad of Rafa Benitez was how deep it went when the big hitters were missing. And four of the team that faced Arsenal here on Sunday start tonight's match. Only four. Mascherano, Johnson and Agger are injured. The others are rested. Torres waits on the bench again. It's Hodgson's first look at Ryan Babel. He leads the attack. One Argentine, Coleman, one Colombian, Teofilio in the Trabzonspor lineup. Teofilio has scored 5 times in 2 games already this season. Managing your resources is the 21st century way. Roy Hodgson did not make this competition Fulham's first priority a year ago. He did spare some of his star turns the early rounds, yet he made it all the way to the final. European nights at Anfield rarely pass without incident. Liverpool are playing European football a lot earlier than they would like. Their team selection reflects that, but Jim Beglin, it's about the 11 that are out there now.
Yeah, indeed. I think no matter how much he knows about his players at this stage, Roy Hodgson's learning faster about what they can do, and I think this is a real opportunity for many in that side to go out and impress him tonight, show him something he hasn't seen already. And I think if this 11 can deliver anything like the spirit we saw against Arsenal, they should be fine over 2 legs.
It's been raining on Merseyside, so the pitch is slick. Liverpool should be able to zip it about in their time-honoured fashion, the style that Roy Hodgson is keen to maintain. Onur, the young goalkeeper, forward towards the skipper Burak. Teofilio in pursuit. Senor Gunes is the man in charge of Trabzonspor, and he was their goalkeeper here 34 years ago in a European Cup tie when Liverpool overcame a first-leg deficit to win 3-0 en route to the first of their 5 European Cups.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a man we may well see tonight as well, Fernando Torres. But I was just reading something in the paper about Gunes, what he had to say about that occasion, that when they arrived in Anfield the morning of the game, the pitch was dry. They weren't expecting it to be watered, and Liverpool was just a bit too quick for him on the night. And of course it was the start of all those European Cups.
Well, the Almighty has watered it tonight. There's an Austrian in charge, Thomas Einweiler. And Trabzonspor attacking the Kop end. We've got some big men forward from defence here. That's come off Kyriakos' head, and it'll be a corner kick to the visitors.
Well, that's what you want. I mean, you've mentioned the big men, there are quite a few, and that's what you want from your centre-backs. Attack it, and he got just enough on it, Kyriakos. This is a bold start by Trabzonspor.
Playing with essentially 2 up. A little bit too long and a more convincing header this time by Kyriakos. Coleman, though, to Jehun. Now Teofilio. Kyriakos once more is the buffer. Babel needs to get a hold of the ball. Teofilio is onside here. It's Fabio Aurelio who manages to force it wide as far as Burak. And he's found a cross and Teofilio is there, but he lent into Kyriakos, and Liverpool have a free kick, but they're taking the game to Liverpool.
They are. It's quite impressive, but the referee is spot on then. It was an easy decision to give Liverpool's way. As the cross comes in, there's just a shove by him on the big Greek.
Here is Christian Poulsen. He's 30 years of age. He's one for the present, not for the future. Joe Cole to Lucas, now Jovanovic. Ran into traffic, but he has emerged from it with a free kick.
That's the only surprise. When I actually saw the lineup, I thought maybe he might start up front, Jovanovic, because he can play that. We saw him play in a Champions League playoff here for Standard Liège. as the main striker for them. I thought maybe Babel would start from the left, but I think Babel's playing where he would like to play most tonight.
Maxi Rodriguez. Jovanovic. Firm challenge by Serkan. Corner kick given.
Well, he did well, Jovanovic, because he knew the fullback Serkan was under pressure. But he didn't give a foul away, just kept the pressure up and forced the mistake.
Big right back Martin Kelly joining Kyriakos inside the penalty area. It's towards Kyriakos, and it's a useful save by Onur. He's managed to fend it away. Clean contact from the head of the big Greek centre-back, who hurt himself in the process.
Just wonder whether he landed awkwardly on it, but he's been impressive in both boxes now. Clive, he's had a couple of decent clearances, and when this comes in from Maxi Rodriguez, I mean, the marking's poor. But it does sit up nicely for the goalkeeper, and it's not quite in the corner. Very good header, but you'd expect the keeper to make the save, and it was a good one from Onur.
Onur is the only member of the Trabzon squad who's in Gus Hiddink's Turkish international squad. He's only 22 years of age, but he's the regular Turkish under-21 international goalkeeper, and he won his first senior cap in May. They think very highly of him. Liverpool do have Martin Skrtel among their substitutes tonight. Both David and Gog and Fernando Torres are on the bench, but the likes of Gerrard and Count and Johnson are not. He's got a boot on the back of his heel, just hurt his Achilles. Jehud. Teofilio. Not quite what he intended. Joe Cole got to him. The boot was maybe a little high.
And at least allows Kyriakos to get back on the pitch.
Moving rather gingerly. Jehud. Burak. They look composed on the ball too.
Very accomplished on the ball. I mean, I got a look at the pre-season friendly against the Belgian side, Genk. Different personnel, admittedly, but they are very comfortable in possession. Knock it about very slickly.
Pepe Reina between the Liverpool sticks, keen to re-establish his reputation after that rather curious and calamitous own goal for Arsenal in the final minute here on Sunday. He is Liverpool's Player of the Year. They won't hear a word said against him in these parts. Poulsen. Jovanovic. He's a plucky character, Jovanovic, strong on the ball.
Doesn't strike me as the kind of player who likes losing, Clive. I mean, he's very determined, competitive, gritty.
I feel as though there's a contest within the contest between Jovanovic, Maxi Rodriguez and maybe even Babel for a regular place on a Liverpool flag. Poulsen slipped into Babel, who's playing down the centre. Jovanovic. Cole has found some space here. Early in towards Lucas. Good awareness from Cole, but not quite the ball he wanted.
It was, and to be honest, he could have taken an extra touch. I thought he could have taken it on. I mean, he had a little more room than I think he thought, although the early ball was a good idea.
Maxi Rodriguez from the right, linking up with Martin Kelly. Now Lucas. Put out though by Charlie. Selçuk. Pitch is very, very fast.
Ideal. Good passes, love a pitch like this. Zip it about.
Poulsen. He looks more like Fernando Torres than Fernando Torres these days. Kelly. Maxi. Liverpool haven't quite found their passing rhythm yet. Smart work by Umut. Seen off by Carragher, Liverpool's man of the match here at the weekend.
And of course, with Steven Gerrard not playing as well, Clive, just having a little look, it looks as if Poulsen's definitely going to sit, and Lucas will be the one asked to kind of join in a little bit more from deeper and get up there with Joe Cole.
Here is Christian Poulsen. Good movement from Babel, just couldn't quite reach behind him and control the ball. Liverpool have been busy in the transfer market again this week, signing the man in the middle of your picture there, Brad Jones, Australian from Middlesbrough, and he will now be the understudy to Pepe Reina here. We understand the Brazilian Diego Cavalieri will join the Italian club Cesena tomorrow. He'll take some shifting. Coleman showed it to Cole. Teofilio goes down, foul by Poulsen.
Well, I think he made quite a bit of that. There seemed to be a lot in it from Poulsen. Little ball in. I think it's got away from Clive, and I think he's felt the touch and decided to go.
As Roy Hodgson was suggesting, he's had just 25 minutes of pre-season football with his previous club, Juventus. Poulsen. It's a sharp ball into the penalty area, and it's skimmed off a Liverpool head. It's Kelly who's down on the floor, and he had to do the defending.
Well, the centre-back Egerman has gone up, and it's a very good ball because it stays pretty flat. He doesn't loop it.
Wasn't far away, was it?
No, very close. I mean, look at Pepe Reina as well. He's pretty much rooted. Might have been a touch off Kelly in the process.
Corner it is. Coleman to take. In towards Burak. It's needed to get a little bit more contact with that. And Burak Yilmaz would have given Trabzonspor the lead.
Well, of course, it's all changed from zonal under Rafa to man for man now, and he's made a cracking little run to the front post. He's a big guy, Burak. Just a little less on it, and it may have landed on a Turkish head far post. That's all he's doing. He's just helping it across in the hope that a teammate can get on the end.
Ivanovic was struggling to catch up with him and make any kind of meaningful challenge. This is Babel, stopped by a Polish player, Glowacki, at the heart of the Trabzonspor defence. Here's Burak, who's header troubled Liverpool a moment ago. Ceyhun up to Teofilio, headed away by Kyriakos, who's fouled. Lucas's pass picked off by Selçuk. Liverpool are in the game here. Yeah. The Turkish teams are always competitive in the major club competitions. Progress in Europe's always been a Liverpool tradition. It's far from guaranteed against Trabzonspor. Serkan.
Not always been the best of travellers, of course, Turkish teams. I mean, was it Besiktas 8 here?
3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, not too long ago, but this is quite adventurous, actually. I mean, again, look at the way they're knocking the ball about, and they're taking the game to Liverpool.
Burak. Their league season also began last weekend. They won their opening game in Ankara behind closed doors following crowd trouble at their opponent's final match of last season. Umut on the move. He's got free here. It's a poor cross.
Yeah, little apology for him. And I think he'll be just a little concerned at the moment. Clive's just in the hope that they can get more of the ball and just start finding a little bit more penetration, Liverpool.
Fabio Aurelio will take this throw-in, having been re-signed by Liverpool. The Brazilian released at the end of last season after failing to agree a new deal, a pay-as-you-play deal. But Liverpool were caught a bit short in that department by Emilio Insua's departure, and so Aurelio, who actually left Liverpool, returned. We've already signed for anybody else.
That's why he's not got the same number either. 12 last season, and you have to go away for a bit and you lose it. Pacheco's got that now, hasn't he? 12.
Both Ian Rush and Robbie Fowler came back to the club after leaving, so he's in good company in that sense. Kelly. He's played behind Lucas, and one or two Liverpool players out of the game as a result. Kelly trying to atone, does just that, dispossesses Coleman, who was caught dawdling, and here is Fabio Aurelio. It's Joe Cole now. Instant control from Cole, just couldn't quite lift it beyond Egeman, and Blavatsky got across.
Well, Joe Cole's claiming a handball, but it didn't appear to strike Egeman on the arm. I think he was a little lucky, the centre-back, because it was very clever from Cole to begin with, and just trying to get back on the other side, it clipped the centre-back.
Trabzonspor just having a little bit of trouble picking Joe Cole up. Do you think this is his best position, Jim?
Yeah, I do. I think he's very, very clever at it as well. Just here, the little flick, it comes off the shoulder area of Egeman, and Blavatsky is able to clear, but yeah, he's a craftsman, isn't he? Full of guile, cunning, and I just think he's got a great instinct for position. And I think, you know, when he does have his best 11 out there, I'm sure Joe Cole is going to be part of it, and Steven Gerrard linking up with Fernando Torres, I think it promises a lot.
Exercise.
Kelly. Lost possession to Coleman, but it's fallen kindly for Paulson. Carragher forward towards Babel, who's got plenty of pace for Liverpool to go over the top if they so wish. Selchuk. It's found Chalet. Tiafilio. Selchuk. Now Burak. Good use of the ball again. Ceyhun. Run off it by Lucas. It's given back to him rather cheaply. Tiafilio trying to control it. Down went Umot.
I think the fact that Liverpool have got so many new personnel on the side has probably encouraged the Turks even more. I mean, it's the cohesions, you wouldn't expect it to be there. It's a case of just keep working away at it in the hope that things will improve.
Plenty of Ceyhun Gulsalam, 6 feet 4 inch, putting himself about. Maybe a little unfortunate to concede the free kick. Maxi Rodriguez is half his size. Fairly tagged by Tiafilio, no free kick. Coleman. Selchuk. Now Chalet, who's a Croatian international. Chalet to cross. Coleman. Now Serkan. Burak. Confident, assured start at times, almost silencing Anfield, where every Liverpool ticket has been sold tonight. Babel's got it back though. Jovanovic. Lucas. Trabzonspor supporters, all 1,100 of them, rather comically booing while Liverpool have it. It's given away by Jovanovic. Tiafilio. A little shirt tug there by Lucas, unseen by the Austrian referee. Paulson. Pressure on the ball all the time, committing men to press Liverpool high up the field.
Yeah, what they've done well a couple of times as well is Coleman, the Argentinian on the left-hand side, is tucked in with the central two, and he's making it hard for Joe Cole to actually go and forage about and actually get on the ball. I mean, he keeps moving, Joe Cole, but they've got an eye on it.
Fabio Aurelio. He's found Babel. He's done well to skip the challenge of Selchuk and link up with Cole. Lucas is unable to get it because Paulson's pass was not the best.
It was meant for Joe Cole too. He thought he was going to drop a little bit.
Carragher looking long towards Jovanovic, who is tall, much taller than the right-back Serkan. Be an avenue for Liverpool. Trabzon is 1,000 miles east of Istanbul along the Black Sea coast. Long journey for next week's return leg for the Liverpool fans, and that comes after a Monday night game at Manchester City. With different conditions too. It was 30 degrees Celsius in Trabzon today. Glavatsky, Selçuk, cut out by Lucas. Now Cole. He's trying to get Babel on his way, but Glavatsky is there. Liverpool almost a little shaken by the positive and assured nature of Trabzonspor's start here, given as good as they've got in these first 20 minutes. Jovanovic. Liverpool fans already taken to him. Aurelio isn't the best of passes for Cole.
All clear, Operation Anfield's exercise.
Some rather curious announcements are part of the health and safety operation. It's a drill for the stewards and officials of Liverpool. No need to join in at home. Coleman, he's lost it. Maxi Rodriguez. Glavatsky attacked the ball.
He did, but quick to it.
Burak. Serkan. Trabzonspor happy to take their time and keep the ball and pull Liverpool one way then the other. Maybe seeing a little bit more of it than their opponents at the moment. Coleman. This is Umut. Now Ceyhun. Umut shot, deflected. Reina had everything behind it.
I think he's been wasteful a couple of times. You saw a cross he didn't need to deliver before, and again that shot when there were other options around him. It's good build-up play, but the little incision around the Liverpool box is the difficult part.
Maxi Rodriguez took on too much. Easily picked up by Selçuk. Teofilio couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Kyriakos got to it. It might come to Burak. And he's made of the right stuff is Sotirios Kyriakos, a very determined and battle-hardened character.
Well, I spoke about the need to impress Roy Hodgson and show him something he hasn't seen yet. I think he's been the most impressive Liverpool player so far in the game, Kyriakos. The best chance too.
Chale. Teofilio let it run, and this is a chance for Umut. Giving it straight to Cole. It's no time for Liverpool to settle on the ball or settle into their game. Turkish voices you can hear inside Anfield. Kyriakos. Not the precision that Liverpool are looking for from Poulsen as yet.
He's done all his running with Juventus, but he's had no games. That's the problem. And you can see there's a bit of rustiness there and lack of understanding at times, thinking people are going to be in a certain position and it's not quite happening.
He was a regular for Denmark at the finals in the summer, so he had a little bit more time off as a result of that.
I mentioned earlier, Clive, about Cole and the fact that he can't really get consistently involved in the game, because I think they've played him well. The two in midfield, Selçuk, Ceyhun, I think they're making it hard for him to get on it. Egemen is happy to step up and get to him. And Coleman, as I mentioned as well, a couple of times has tucked in on him. So I'd like to see Liverpool get Joe Cole more involved. He can be the pivot, the hinge. Make it all happen around him.
Paulson. Maxi Rodriguez behind you. Kyriakos. Here is Cole having to come deep in order to get involved. Lucas. Into Babel. That's better. Cole. The Babel was floored off the ball by Egerman, and a free kick has been given. Not sure that Cole's return pass would have found him even if he'd been on his feet.
Oh, yeah, Egerman has just waved his arms as if to say, look, I haven't taken him out here. He's gone down very easily.
So a rather soft free kick for Liverpool, which Fabio Aurelio is volunteering for. He scored one or two dramatic set pieces and dramatic circumstances for Liverpool. Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford. It's Fabio Aurelio. More of a dink, really, just trying to dig it out over the wall, squirt it.
Yeah, trying to get the combination of everything right. Not always easy. Get the pace on it and to get the dip to boot. Tough. I think had it been low enough, I think the keeper can scramble across and deal with it.
Trabzonspor were the most successful team in Turkey when they beat Liverpool in that European Cup tie back in 1976, but they haven't won the domestic title for even longer than Liverpool. And they won the Turkish Cup last season, and that's how they qualify for the Europa League. Liverpool lost 1-0 in Turkey all those years ago and won 3-0 in the return here with Senor Güneş, their coach now, being beaten by Kevin Keegan, Steve Highway and David Johnson. Lavatsky. Back to Seka. By Jovanovic.
He's just gone for the real one too, and it's an obstruction. Jovanovic just stuck the arm out and blocked him.
Selçuk. Head away by Lucas. Paulson not really able to get hold of the ball yet. Babel trying to make something out of nothing.
It is what it is, Clive. It's a lot of guys playing together for the first time, and there's an uncertainty about Liverpool's play. I think it's fully understandable.
It's the one chance, really, of any note from the set piece that fell to Kyriakos, but I think it's a night when those chances could be precious, and it's those stolen chances that can bring the real rewards, long-for rewards for a team hoping to progress in the competition. Jovanovic run off the ball by Ceyhun. Free kick's gone Trabzonspor's way. The experiment, by the way, with the extra officials behind the goal will continue in the Europa League this season, but not until the next stage, the knockout stage. So just the 4 officials on duty tonight, 1 off the field, 2 on the sidelines, and a man with a whistle in the middle. There was another dangerous ball floated in by Selçuk. It was Egerman jumping in front of Reina.
Well, it was. I mean, he was the one that was involved. The last time it was floated in from that position. Jamie Carragher is furious with the assistant. He wanted an offside. But good delivery again, and close to getting him in.
Original kind of free kick. Free kick given against Ceyhun. Ivanovic's victim. Kyriakos is forward.
And Poulsen.
Maxi Rodriguez. Good firm header away by Egerman. There's a redoubtable sort on the heart of the Trabzonspor defence. Carragher. Babel trying to put himself in front of Glavatsky, but two centre-backs are very competitive types. Babel throwing his own considerable weight around for a moment. Liverpool still waiting for the real Ryan Babel to stand up in their colours. This is Coleman. Too straight.
Yeah, if he just delayed it a little bit, he had his full-back Charlie making a good run down the left-hand side. That could have been a better option for him. I'd like to see Liverpool just lift the pace a little bit too. I think the tempo is it's quiet. I just think it needs to be more lively. I think to have a bit more oomph.
Ivanovic, another free kick. The sort of player you think you've dispossessed, he almost sort of shows you the ball, seems to have miscontrolled it, and strong enough and good enough to get away from you. Elusive.
Yeah, and there's an aggression there too, Ivanovic.
Lucas. Coleman just managed to stick a foot out from behind Lucas and jump the ball away from him. Cole. Carragher. Maxi Rodriguez. Now Kelly. Early for Cole, but again very quickly to him. Selçuk, one of those two anchor men in midfield. Cole with a chance to face Selçuk and run at him and deliver a low cross, which Egemen cuts out. That's the kind of position that Cole wants to get the ball, actually facing where he's going. Chale. Lucas got to him, better for Liverpool. Paulson to Jovanovic. Now Babel. Easy enough though for Glavatsky. Fabio Aurelio did just enough. Coleman, Glavatsky. They're a mixture of the competitive and the composed Trabzonspor. There's a little bit of everything about their team. At the moment, it's just a bit too much for Liverpool. Looking reasonably comfortable, the visitors. Teofilio. Ceyhun. Swept towards Burak. Aurelio had to cut that out. Ivanovic going back towards his own goal. Kyriakos seemed as if he was going to leave it for a moment. Almost had his pocket picked by Umut.
Well, it's right throughout the side, isn't it? It's not just the midfielders ferreting about, doing it, the closing down. I mean, the strikers are at it too. Umut and Teofilio.
Yeah, it's almost 4-3-3 at times, isn't it? With Umut playing from that left-hand side and Burak from this right-hand side. It's making it difficult for Liverpool to get out. The fullbacks can't get out. Header on by Ceyhun. Carragher, rather hasty, anxious clearance. Babel. It's a fight ball really for Ryan Babel, no more. He's fought a little bit too much for it and fouled Egemen.
Well, just he stuck the leg out here, Babel, just now, and it's getting away there. I think the referee's having a word with him for that.
Can be temperamental. He actually got into the team more in the last 3 months of last season, but he picked up a red card in Portugal against Benfica in this competition, which set Liverpool back and set him back. Mistake by Aurelio, cleared only. Burak's cross cleared only in the nick of time by Lucas. That's a poor ball by Serkan. Now Poulsen. Oh dear, just overran the ball and Selchuk was able to get to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's off the pace. I mean, we've mentioned about his passing at times. It's been erratic. And then he needed to be much quicker about making his mind up and dispatching the ball, and got caught.
Roy Hodgson intimated in his pre-match interview that it might almost be too early for Poulsen, and that the fans would not see the best of him tonight. Unfortunately, that's proved to be rather prophetic. Burak to Serkan. Ceyhun under pressure from Cole. Well won that time by Poulsen, and here's Babel trying to get Cole on his way. Across comes Egeman.
Well, Joe Cole, similar tackle at the weekend, which kind of got him sent off. He was a little unlucky. I think it looked worse than it was, but I think if you're going to throw yourself in like that, it's got to be done like that. It's got to be done a yard away from the player.
Looking for a free kick there, which he's not going to get. Won't play Premier League football, Joe Cole, until September the 19th, not until Liverpool's match at Old Trafford, where he scored for Chelsea last season. Not in the England squad either, so going to be kicking his heels for much of that period.
It's the last thing he needed, Clive. I mean, he's just got to get games under his belt.
He's done enough to win the ball there. Maxi Rodriguez has lost it rather too easily. That's what the applause are for. Just doesn't look like Fernando Torres anymore, does it? Lucas. Cole. It's a good swivel and turn. Maxi Rodriguez trying to benefit. It was actually meant for Jovanovic, but some anxious defending for change from Chalet.
Yeah, there'd been a little swap between Babel and Jovanovic. That was a nice turn.
Maxi. Held off Chalet, and he's won a corner kick.
Well, no surprise to see Kyriakos just start his run up already. He was the one that came closest to opening the score in this match with the earlier corner.
Milan Jovanovic with the corner. A bit of pushing going on there, which the referee has penalised. Trabzonspor have a free kick. Standard set here. One of the famous faces from Liverpool's past. Kenny Dalglish still has an official role with the club. Teofilio. Kyriakos has done well again. Followed the example of many at this time of the year by retiring from international football last week. He actually played in Greece's first game after the finals last week, and then announced his retirement from international football at the age of 31. Making up ground on Carragher. He was very cool. Kelly towards Babel. been unable to make any physical impression on Blavatsky, but Maxi Rodriguez has won it here. Good recovery by Burak. Now throw into Liverpool. Just need a good moment in this game to really spark something. Need to lift the crowd. Carragher. Easy enough for Egerman. Aurelio. Babel. He's bound to be rusty. It's his first game since the I was going to say since the World Cup. Of course, he went all the way to the World Cup in that final without playing a game, Ryan Babel, but he was involved with the Dutch squad right to the very end.
He's not seen a great deal of it, Clive, but, you know, that was pretty simple to find Jovanovic. He's got to make those count.
Umut has found Burak okay, and Carragher's found him too, and this is a free kick for Trabzonspor.
Well, this is a dangerous area to give it away as well. I think he drew it, didn't he, Burak? To be honest with you, he stuck the leg out looking for Carragher. I mean, he made the most of it.
Hope for the Trabzonspor fans down at the other end of Anfield. Mano won the free kick. Burak looks the favourite to try to test Pepe Reina. Ceyhun lurking just behind these two can strike the ball firmly. Keep an eye on the big number 6 there. Burak takes. Couldn't quite get it to come down quickly enough.
I think it was similar to the Aurelio effort we saw earlier on. You know, that the strike is good, it's good and clean, but dip not quite there. I mean, it's a decent strike though. It's got good power behind it, and would have asked the question of Reina had it been low enough.
Rather sticky half for Liverpool against a good team.
Yeah, they are a good side, and I think they've surprised probably the Liverpool players that are out there. I think again, you know, looking at Liverpool's performance first half, the fluidity is not quite in their play. The precision in the passing, the movement of the ball, the quickness of their play, it's not gelled.
People like Aurelio here still trying to dust off the pre-season rust. Kelly. Maxi winning a free kick from Chale. Paulson. Wanted a little bit too long on the ball.
Yeah, he just looks unsure. I mean, this is an experienced international you're talking about. When he was with Sevilla, Juan de Ramos' side, won the UEFA Cup, and to Juventus.
Went out of this competition to Roy Hodgson's Fulham last season.
Yeah. And kind of numerous caps for Denmark, and yet he's struggling a bit. He's struggling to get into the flow of things.
Babel.
Just use of the hand, trying to control it out of the sky. I think he's found it difficult, and anytime they've looked to play the ball in the air as well, I think that the two centre-backs from Trabzonspor, Blavatsky and Egerman, I think they've coped pretty comfortably with him. It's proving a tough night for Ryan Babel up there.
like a man to mess with, does he, Egemen Korkmaz?
It's the type of performance, Clive. You kind of it needs a Steven Gerrard to do something spectacular now, doesn't it? Just to lift the whole night, and lift his teammates, and to lift the crowd. It ain't going to happen tonight.
Torres is on the bench. Away by Selçuk. Ivanovic to Babel. Cole on the move is offside.
Yeah, looked it. I think he's probably hoping for it earlier, Joe Cole, and making the run when he did. And by the time it's played by Babel, it's delayed enough. He wanted it first time, didn't he, Cole?
Roy Hodgson is very much a hands-on manager. He is a coach, first and foremost. Plenty to contribute. Cole. Babel! Oh, that's a lot better. Stroke of half-time, and Liverpool gets started. Joe Cole frees Ryan Babel, who picks his spot. And Liverpool lead. And that makes the half-time team talk a bit different.
Well, you're right there. But for so much of the night, Clive, we've seen Joe Cole with his back to goal and unable to get possession. But once it breaks here and he picks it up, this is what you need from him. You need him facing the other way and a chance to look around and pick out runners. And Babel peeled off beautifully. It's a clever run by Babel. And once he got in position, it was a case of remaining composed, picking your spot. And I think he did that beautifully. And it's what Liverpool needed. That's the spark.
Such a naturally gifted footballer. His first touch instantly brought the ball under his spell. His second, and the angle of his body, just calmly dispatched it. Two talented individuals combining to give Liverpool far and away their brightest moment of an awkward first half, which they end with a 1-0 lead.
Ryan Babel has played his last moments this evening. His last kick was a goal, but that was his last kick of the evening because Fernando Torres is coming on to replace him in this second half. Let's hand back to our commentators this evening, Jim Beglin and Clive Tursley.
Well, one of the first things that Roy Hodgson did as Liverpool manager was to fly to Mallorca, where Fernando Torres was holidaying after the World Cup, and speak to him about his future. It looked a bit gloomy for a while. Chelsea and Manchester City and others were apparently courting him, but Torres committed his future to Hodgson and to Liverpool, and after 16 minutes here against Arsenal on Sunday, he comes on here at half-time in a straight swap for Ryan Babel, whose delicious finish, and it really was a lovely finish, was his last kick of the game. They've already written a second verse to the famous Cop song about Torres, about his renewed show of loyalty. Now they need a renewed show of his brilliance, which can lift Liverpool almost on its own to a different level. Well, Fulham completed the same Europa League journey that Liverpool are attempting last season. Played 19 games between July and May and reaching the final. Roy Hodgson fielded mix and match sides, resting a handful of key players in the group stages up until the turn of the year last year. He's gone with the same formula, but now his biggest gun is on the field. Here is Fernando Torres, going for glory straight away and stinging the fingertips of Honor, who during a test match, I say, was beaten for pace.
I'm just thinking Roy Hodgson clearly wants more threat and more goals. I think the keeper's a little fortunate that that went high enough to go over the crossbar. Didn't look like the most comfortable of saves for Honor.
He looked like a tail ender. Ivanovic through the corner, and a free header wide of the mark by Lucas Leiber. Should have hit the target, has to hit the target.
Should be two. That's a couple of times Liverpool players have got free in the box, and I don't think they can believe it on the bench either. Just look at this. The marking is absolutely awful. Look at the space he's given. That should be two for me. He should be powering that into the back of the net.
Liverpool just lifted, it seems, already by the sheer presence of Torres.
What do you think the message was at half-time then? Think they go forward with a little more conviction?
Tentative start by Torres. Smash. The feel of that. Here's Teofilio, though. Run off it by Paulson. Serkan. Burak to Jehu. And it's the first leg of two, and it's a long, long way into Trabzon. And Liverpool will want to take more than a single goal if they possibly can with them.
Yeah, I mean, Babel's not gone off injured, has he, Clive? You know, it was a cracking goal he got, but I mean, Roy Hodgson clearly wants to go to Trabzonspor with a better lead than this. And of course, while Liverpool go looking for goals second half, I'm sure there's been a word about that defence and making sure that nothing stupid happens back there.
Ivanovic and Egerman have fallen out for the moment. Lucas. Torres. Crisply into the path of Kelly. Liverpool fans have seen so little of Torres. He missed the last 7 games of last season, remember. It was his second knee operation of last season in April. And he was a shadow of his real self for certainly parts of the last campaign. When he pulled up towards the end of the World Cup final, it looked a really serious injury. He's on the field and on the ball. Maxi Rodriguez is trying to backheel it into Torres' path, and it almost came for him. Lucas. The waves almost parted. Now Paulson. Might come from Maxi Rodriguez, away by Chale, but suddenly some anxious defending from Trabzonspor. We didn't see very much of that in the first half.
Yeah, and worth a try from Paulson, and it just didn't break kindly. It could have easily broken to either Torres or Cole.
Cole forced it back to Maxi Rodriguez. The throw-in is Trabzonspor's. Kelly trying to force the issue. Joe Cole. Away as far as Paulson. Broke the challenge and found Ivanovic. Paulson! A good way to mark the debut for Liverpool is to fire one in from 25 yards at the Kop end.
Well, it was, I mean, it was a great tackle to begin with, wasn't it? The referee thought about blowing his whistle, didn't, and I think he's quite right not to, because for me that's fair. It's just good and solid from Paulson. Okay, on his left foot as well, but worth a hit.
And now Trabzonspor looks shaken. Torres sold Lucas short. Coleman. Selçuk. Liverpool just seems sharper. Almost as though they had a bit of a talking to at half-time. Maxi Rodriguez. Joe Cole. Maxi. Down he goes. Corner given. Do you know, I think that's the one thing it wasn't. I'm not sure the defender made any contact with the ball.
Well, I think he's looking to play it. He's just trying to get inside the box, hoping Egerman's going to go to the ground. The referee could easily have given it, you know. There is contact.
It's either a penalty or a goal kick. It's a compromise.
Penalty.
Jovanovic for the corner. Forced away by Egerman. Teofilio. Now he's found Burak, who just couldn't quite get out. Kelly did well, and Lucas has found Torres. Couldn't quite get past Serkan. That's a penalty. Down goes Lucas. Caught by Serkan. Right back gets a yellow card. Liverpool get a penalty.
Well, he does well with the first one on Torres. He goes to just go past him. But here, it's just too quick, isn't he, Lucas? That's a penalty.
Joe Cole has grabbed the ball.
All night long, it's a penalty.
Liverpool's new number 10, looking to get off the mark for his new club. Saved! Onur threw himself to his left. And Joe Cole's big moment passes without a goal.
Well, he read it early, the keeper, and I just wonder where he was moving a bit too early, and he was certainly well off the line in the end, but not the greatest, was it, from Joe Cole? And again, the height, perfect for the keeper.
But he's very definite about that. The moment the penalty was given, ball was out on the far side, Cole went to get it. Presumably it was predetermined in the Liverpool dressing room. Maxi Rodriguez with the cross, this is the corner. There's no doubt about who was going to take it. He wanted to get off the mark at that moment, get his first Liverpool goal out of the way, but he's still waiting.
The keeper's done well, he's guessed well, but it's not the greatest. I think Joe Cole will be the first to admit it.
Jovanovic. Liverpool throw. Torres. Serkan managed to smuggle it away, and here goes Burak. There's a breakout here for Trabzon, and they've got a lot of players in it. Selçuk. Now Coleman. It wasn't the best of passes for him, but...
Well, I mentioned that I thought he'd moved early, Clive, and just watch him here. Onur is well off his line, isn't he, by the time Joe Cole gets his foot to the ball.
He almost got to the ball before Cole. Here's Torres. I did mention earlier in the game that the experiment, last season's experiment with extra officials behind the goal, will continue in the Europa League this season, but not until the group stage. That's the sort of thing that an extra official might have seen. Ceyhun's going to be yellow carded now. Jovanovic down.
Just as he tries to ease past him, I mean, he throws the boot out. And contact, I'm not sure how strong it was, but again, he certainly made sure the referee saw it, Jovanovic.
Nickname of Ceyhun, Gladiator. Carragher. In towards Torres. Offside. Serkan got his yellow card for giving the penalty away, and the foul on Lucas. Number 6, Ceyhun, followed him into the book. Second. Ceyhun. Burak. The game's got a totally different balance now. Butler's goal on the stroke of half-time. Torres' arrival at half-time. These two factors really have changed the flow of the game.
Well, the dressing room and what was said in it, of course, would have had a big influence on Liverpool's approach second half. But the minute Torres fired that shot in, then everything's changed, and now Liverpool are on the front foot. This is a straight swap, Clive. You'd imagine Alanzinho is coming on for Burak now, will play from the right-hand side, and he can play a bit, this fella.
He's Brazilian, and he's skillful. Not much of him, 5'5". He's very left-footed, but he's very good on the ball.
In fact, he's not. He's going to play more centrally the way he started anyway. He's going to play off the striker, it seems. Play off Teofilio.
Aurelio. Jovanovic. Strong play again. Instant control. Torres trying to turn. Jovanovic goes on! Was stopped by the keeper. Forced out of harm's way by Celik. Lovely link-up play between Torres and Jovanovic. Well, Roy Hodgson was telling me prior to the game that he and Torres have been keen for Torres to play, but the very well qualified sports science staff here just wanted him to have a little bit longer to complete his 5-week recovery from the injury he suffered in the World Cup final. He looks ready, looks sharp.
He does. I mean, he'll be very eager as well, Clive, because last season, of course, as well here was very frustrating for him with all the niggles he had. And he'll be keen to get a good run at it now and pick up where he left off first season at Liverpool.
Ivanovic could, maybe should have scored.
Well, he followed his pass, didn't he? He got a little break because it came off Egemen, the centre-back, as Torres was trying to hold it up, and I thought he did well. He tried to pick a spot. The keeper done extremely well there on Ur in coming out, smothering it, closing it down, and that's a very, very good save.
Lucas has come back to him off Egemen. Umar. Alanzinho. Second. Now Coleman. Alanzinho. Torres is on his way again. Jovanovic trying to find him. Egemen across. Coleman. Tucked into Alanzinho. Selçuk. There's no flag here. It's a chance for Umar. Well, just when you felt that Liverpool was seizing control, Trabzonspor have their best chance of the night.
Well, you just can't give this sort of room to the passer. He's onside. It's a great little run from Umut as well. Brilliant save, isn't it, from Pepe Reina? Okay, he gets a little bit of good fortune the way it came down from his arm, skidded off the turf and still went over the crossbar, but that's good play all round.
Corner kick. Danger has not passed. It's more like the Pepe Reina that Liverpool fans know and love. Header more up than out from Kelly, helped out by Kyriakos. This is Alanzinho. Umar again. Carragher stretch. Fucked away anywhere will do by Lucas. It might just come for Torres. Chale under pressure. Torres has got to it. So too is Serkan. Cole's in the clear, and Torres could have forced it past the right back.
Well, he's that kind of striker, isn't he? I think he puts the fear of God into some of the defenders. Chale, I think, panicked then.
Won by Ceyhun. Teofilio. Alanzinho seems to have made a difference to Trabzonspor. Ceyhun. Shot struck Carragher. Paulson. Cole. It's quite an open game now. Jovanovic. Little back heel. Cole had gone on. Good cover by Serkan from right back.
Well, it's a good idea from Jovanovic. Nearly got him on the 1-2, but I think Kowalski, he's played very well tonight, the centre-back, the Polish lad. He's been strong.
Liverpool's 8th manager since Bill Shankly. 9 managers in 50 years. No pressure, Roy. All the previous 8 won at least 1 trophy. Fabio Aurelio will take the free kick. Plenty of options in there. Kyriakos has joined Torres and Paulson. Fabio Aurelio, has he gone for goal? Ooh, wasn't far away, reminiscent of that famous European goal he scored at Stamford Bridge in the quarter-final.
Yeah, I remember he outfoxed Petr Cech on that occasion. This time, Clive, I think it's a cross that he's got wrong. He's trying to just whip that in somewhere around the 6-yard box, and he's just overcooked it a wee bit.
Well, I suppose they'd settle for the scoreline as it stands, particularly as Liverpool have missed a penalty. And played well since the break. Cole onto Jovanovic. Early cross in towards Fernando Torres. Lovely header, well gathered by Honor, but Torres looks ready now.
Well, it's brilliant movement by Torres, because you think the centre-back's favoured to get this, but look at the commitment, the determination from him to get ahead of him and hit the target.
Roberto Mancini and co will be looking on a little nervously tonight. This man is back in the groove, ready for Eastlands on Monday night. Fabio Aurelio has lost it. Teofilio behind Jehu. Chalek. Alanzinho. Jehu. Into the crowd. Just came off a Liverpool boot. That's why Reina didn't want to pick it up. Prevented the corner.
Well, they wanted the corner, didn't they? The Trabzonspor fans behind that goal, but he's done just enough. A little miscontrol. He recovered it.
Coleman. Selçuk into the path of Serkan. Robatsky. Chalek. Alanzinho. Selçuk. Cehun. If Trabzonspor have settled again a little since the Joe Cole penalty that Onur saved. Teofilio's done well. And he was hampered. He was won a free kick.
Yeah, and if anything, Clive, it seems to be a definite 4-3-3. Now Coleman's going in to join the two central midfielders. Umit has gone right and Alanzinho's left. There was a little tug from Kyriakos then.
Selçuk has whipped these in dangerously so far. Both the centre-backs are in there. Selçuk takes. He's gone 4-goal this time. Nothing to trouble Pepe Reina. Liverpool leading courtesy of a well-worked goal on the stroke of half-time, created by Joe Cole, scored by Ryan Babel. His last act of the game, replaced by Fernando Torres at half-time. Since then, Joe Cole has had a penalty saved. Think of him as a regular penalty taker.
Come on, Liverpool!
Certainly can't remember him taking a penalty in Chelsea colours.
Come on, boys!
Here's Coleman. Or England colours, for that matter.
Big moment for him as well, cop end. Great chance to open your account.
Alanzinho. Selçuk. Up on by Chalek. This is Jehu. Bit of pushing and shoving going on in the penalty area. Kyriakos had his arms all over Teofilio while that was going on. Corner. Approaching the midpoint in the second half. Late run from the skipper, Umar. Just couldn't quite make enough headed contact with it.
He got the run on Aurelio, you know. I think the Brazilian knew he was in trouble. Just watch Umut, he just stole a yard on him, and if he gets anything more on that, Reina could have been picking it out of the net. Chance. That's better from Liverpool. I think they need to get back to what we saw early in the second half. A bit of bite, and the closing down was brisker. Just get on top of it again in midfield.
Maxi looking for Kelly. Because their physical ability to do that will be sorely tested at this stage of the season. And Insigne to Coleman. Slipped in towards Uma. It's come for Cole off Chalet. Now Torres. He's got 3 for company. Joe Cole was blocked off by Egerman. Referee not interested. Jim, it's very important that Joe Cole, if he's going to play in that role for Liverpool off Torres, scores goals. Steven Gerrard, when he played in that position, was almost guaranteed to come up with 12, 15, and Cole's got to match those kind of numbers, really. He's Liverpool's second forward, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens when Roy Hodgson has a full complement available. You know, where he exactly did. He could move him to one of the wider positions and play Steven Gerrard off Fernando Torres, because we know they've got a fabulous understanding. And of course he could go with, well, it depends when Mascherano stays or not. He could go with Poulsen and Lucas, as we're seeing tonight, as the base in midfield.
Cole has won a free kick here. Will wants a wall, 2 men. Aurelio, he went for glory. He's come out for Joe Cole. Very, very hesitant, edgy goalkeeping. Got away with it. Aurelio's rather unnerved, the Trabzonspor goalkeeper.
Got away with it big time. He just needs to get both his gloves on this and just get hold of it, or if he's going to punch it, he's got to get some distance on it. And he knocked it into an awful spot, and he's very, very lucky on her.
Liverpool are preparing to bring on David and Gog. And no wonder, with 4 goals in 3 games so far this season.
Yeah, whatever about El Muni at the weekend, Clive, that was a fantastic strike.
It almost came from Maxi Rodriguez. Lucas. Torres. Here's Cole. Joe Cole's shot, rather weary.
Yeah, I think it needed to go back to Fernando Torres, and I think Spaniard is a little disappointed it wasn't threaded through to him again. An apology from Joe Cole there.
Well, Jamie Carragher has already said that Joe Cole's like a god in the city. He lives down in the centre of Liverpool. I think he's had quite a lot of communication with the people in the street. He's a footballer in the mould that they love here. He's certainly staying behind him here, and we understand that Maxi Rodriguez is going to make way for David and Gog, so it may be a change of role coming up for Cole. We may see him in one of the wide positions now. Egerman. Coleman. Dispossessed by Poulsen. Maxi Rodriguez. Joe Cole. Forward by Poulsen. Here goes Maxi Rodriguez. Trabzonspor a little stretched here. In towards Lucas. Egerman managed to recover.
Yeah, and trying to block Egerman, and just stepped a little too far to his right, Lucas, and as a result couldn't get on it again.
Centre-back's down. The other centre-back was pulled out there, wasn't he?
Yeah, there you go. He just stepped across him, trying to block his path, and in doing so, gave him a chance to get back again. And I think maybe it's a touch of cramp more than anything else from Egerman.
Corner on the way. Ivanovic takes. Kyriakis with a header, fumbled and forced in. I think it's Christian Poulsen. No, it's been disallowed. Foul on the goalkeeper. Well, who's rolling around in agony, I think trying to cover up his own deficiencies. Poulsen forced it in.
Well, I think, is he going back to see how the goalkeeper is? I don't think he did an awful lot wrong. Is it Joe Cole now? There's nothing wrong with that, you know. What's wrong with that? It just falls to Poulsen. He turns on him. It hits Joe Cole, comes out. The keeper doesn't have it in his hands. I think that's a goal.
It's dreadful goalkeeping, and yeah, as I say, I think Onur turned on the dramatics a little to try to cover that up. And as a result, Poulsen was unfairly denied a debut goal at the Kop end. Here is David Ngog in place of Maxi Rodriguez. Scored all three of Liverpool's goals in the last round against Rabinitsky, and won the penalty from which Steven Gerrard scored here. Well, the Kop are usually very kind and sympathetic and supportive of visiting goalkeepers, but they've taken a bit of a dislike to Onur.
Well, he made sure he got the decision by his antics, but just watch here. I mean, Poulsen, when it comes back off Joe Cole, it falls his way. Is he offside? Hard to say. And as he pulls on it, okay, maybe he cut the keeper's hand, wrist, arm area, but I think that's a goal. I don't think the keeper has it in his hands properly, and I think he's allowed to take a swipe at that, Poulsen.
Offside's a fair point as it happens, because the ball did break off Cole to Poulsen, but that's not what the goal was disallowed for. So it will be Cole from the right now, and Ivanovic from the left. First, a free kick for Trabzonspor.
Joe Cole is the wall, so
Jehun blocked by Lucas. It'll come for Torres. Well, things happening to his left. Jehun caught up with him. It's a good run there from Uma.
that's a lovely idea. Almost executed it well. I mean, it's a lovely run inside from Uma as well. Seen some clever movement from him.
Jehun down. Joe Cole's half his size. Free kick goes Liverpool's way.
Come on, Liverpool!
Poulsen. Now Kelly. Carragher. Kyriakis to Ivanovic. This is Lucas. He's fouled. Girai is centre-back by trade. Interesting to see what changes made. It's a midfield pros coming off, so that tells you something.
Well, yeah, I think certainly the David Ngog substitution will have made a difference to that. think Gunes, the Trabzonspor coach, is thinking, no, I need some reinforcement back there. Got to make sure we hold out. Liverpool, of course, would love a second goal to go to Turkey with next week.
They have gone 5 at the back. Here on a catch-up. Now playing on the right of Glavatsky. Lanzini, Celik. Selchuk. He's the substitute. That's where he's playing. And that's how they're playing now. Aurelio. Carragher. Begerman trying to force himself in front of them, Gog. And the free kick has gone Liverpool's way. Misjudged that, the centre-back, trying to steal in front of David and Gog, who was strong. Judy's in for a tenner tonight. Not always easy to get tickets to see the big games at Anfield. Begerman's picked up a yellow card. And Mohican was fierce, wasn't it? Aurelio with the free kick. The goalkeeper's caught that.
Yeah, well, as we saw before when he knocked the one out, there's just a little too much behind that again. Disappointing as well, you know, when you've got all the big fellas up there. It should be more, Clive, by now. It should be a bigger lead. I mean, Liverpool certainly upped it second half. Obviously, the Cole penalty save gone against them, and of course, Poulsen, I think, is a little unlucky to see that one ruled out as well. Still time for that crucial second.
I think the half-time scoreline was a little kind to Liverpool, but since then, they have been much the better team. They've got a free kick, won by Torres. And the referee wouldn't allow Lucas to take it quickly.
He's let Trabzonspor off the hook a little bit there because, you know, 2 or 3 of their players turned their back on that.
It's no more than 2 or 3 paces away from the spot, but it's now going to be taken. Aurelio. Interesting to see if he does move for a left back before the transfer deadline. I think the news is that the proposed takeover of the club is unlikely to be completed before the end of the month. There's talk of it being maybe another couple of months before Messrs Purslow and Broughton can do a deal. Complete a deal at least. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you if you've got a spare 200 or 300 million. It's very important that Liverpool get the right kind of owners this time. Very important for the future of the club, structure.
Well, you're right. I mean, you only have to look back at the last sale, and I think previous chairman David Moores, I mean, very public in his regret. He had the club's best interest at heart, of course, but you know, look at the way it's worked out. And I think once this new sale is done, as long as it's done right, this time it's got to be done right, I'm sure that the club will benefit and move upwards again.
And that's why Martin Broughton and Christian Purslow will take whatever time they can. Lucas. Trabzonspor. 6th of October is the next big date when RBS can theoretically call in that £237 million debt. It's more than I owe that. Here's Serkan. Umut. Ceyhun. Now Selçuk. Header away by Kyriakos. Here's Alanzinho. He's a tricky customer and he's won a free kick here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just turned Lucas. He's just kind of wrong-footed him, and Brazilian stuck the foot out, and it's clumsy because, you know, it's that dangerous position that it's tempting, isn't it, that distance for the shot. And Ceyhun, we've seen him strike a couple already tonight. I wonder if it'll be him again.
It's Ceyhun, and it's deflected, and it's a corner.
Well, the closing down was good. I mean, I think the touch to him just gave Lucas that little bit of time to make up the ground and get a block on it.
Both Egerman and Glavatsky, the two centre-backs, are up here. Bit of pushing going on. Liverpool have a free kick. Say two centre-backs, there's three centre-backs now, and they're all up.
Yeah, well, he's been consistent on this all night, hasn't he, at both ends. And certainly there was a foul on Poulsen, got one in the eye.
Martin Kelly. Free kick given against Ngong. Next live football on ITV1 next Wednesday night. Decision night for Tottenham in the Champions League with a 3-2 deficit to overcome against Young Boys of Burnham. On air from 7:30 next Wednesday, ITV1. Teofilio. Blocked by Carragher. Back to Selçuk. Here's Alanzinho. And now Ceyhun. It's deflected awkwardly and well gathered by Pepe Reina. It's been his old self tonight.
It was well blocked too. I mean, both Kyriakos and Lucas threw themselves in front of Ceyhun as he tried to get the strike in. I mean, now you just hope that Liverpool can manage one more flurry down at the other end.
Free kick, Liverpool. They've got a long journey ahead of them next week. Play in Manchester on Monday night against City, and then fly first thing Wednesday morning out to Turkey for a game Thursday tea time next week. And a long journey back for a home game in the Premier League on the Sunday. Torres caught by Chale.
I think the card is going to come out for this. Kelly just rolls it into his feet. He's not getting anywhere near the ball, is he then, Chale?
On for Trabzonspor is number 61, Ibrahim Yatara.
The Croatian has been cautioned. There's a Guinea international on the way. Actually, the club captain. It's not Djibril Cissé, it's Ibrahim Yatara. And he'll take over the captain's armband from Umut Bulut. He's a right winger. Come forward. Cole. Cut up by Alanzinho. Right by Selçuk. Alanzinho. A bit of space for Chale, but Poulsen covering well. Cole. These little glimpses of Cole's sorcery, adored by the Liverpool public. Poulsen. And Gog. Here's Fabio Aurelio. It's to come back to Lucas. Kowalski's header away. Good control from Teofilio, and then he lost his footing, but it's fallen kindly for Jehun. Here's Yatara. You're right. Alanzinho. Selchuk. It's wasted.
I think the good thing as well, Clive, I mean, if things remain the way they are and it's a slender lead that's taken to Turkey, that with the international break coming up, I mean, he can go with a much stronger lineup. You know, he's got some big hitters to come in, and you would think Liverpool is still capable of going over to Trabzonspor and certainly scoring and making life even more difficult. And
not even a place on the bench for Alberto Aquilani tonight. Don't think he's been rested. Kelly. Wasn't the best of passes for Cole, but he's got it back from Chalet. Martin Kelly. Throw into Liverpool. There's a feeling in the 21st century European game that a clean sheet at home is a huge plus for a team. Liverpool will be a little disappointed not to have added to their tally since half-time. Carragher. Teofilio back to Alanzinho, well won by Kelly. Here's Torres. Cole couldn't quite reach it.
Guna's got a very good response from the side first half. As you said, Liverpool may be a little fortunate to be in half-time leading, but certainly second half, Roy Hodgson got the response he wanted. But just not quite the goals to go with it.
Three added minutes, though. It's almost as if they haven't quite got enough fuel in the tank to have taken it on from the point 15 minutes into the half, where they'd rattled Trabzonspor and almost seemed to have them where they wanted them. Cole's penalty miss was a big moment in the game. Here is Joe Cole. Forced away by Egerman. Late challenge there by Teofilio on Carragher. No fuss made by the Liverpool skipper.
Yeah, it's one of those, you often see it. I mean, very little contact, and he certainly hasn't studded him or anything like that, but Carragher just got up and got on with it.
Second half was 7 minutes old when Liverpool had two strong penalty appeals in the matter of a few seconds, 40 seconds apart. Second one given. Joe Cole, very purposefully, very confidently, volunteered to take the spot kick, which Onur wandered off his line to save. And although Liverpool have had chances since then, Onur has saved well, in particular from Jovanovic. A little bit of momentum was lost in that moment.
Well, at that stage, I'm thinking this could go to 3 or 4. I mean, if Liverpool can get the second now, because they certainly had the momentum at the time. But got to remember as well, though, Clive, thereafter, Pepe Reina made a very crucial save to deny Umit.
Reina unbeaten on the night, and that's important. Well, he wasn't beaten at this stage of the Arsenal game. Here's Paulson. Kelly. Lucas. Jovanovic. Here's Torres trying to get Cole on. Almost came from him anyway. Charlie managed to force it away. It's been a perfect end to the evening if Joe Cole could snatch a second goal. Scored 4 against Liverpool for Chelsea. He owes them one. Ryan Babel's goal on the stroke of half-time. Sole reward for the night's activity. Bill Shankly was the last Liverpool manager to win his first 3 European games in charge. Roy Hodgson has done that. It's another win, but is it by enough? That goal on the stroke of half-time by Ryan Babel, set up by Joe Cole. The arrival of Fernando Torres moved Liverpool up a gear. Joe Cole unable to profit when the penalty was given. And thereafter, Trabzonspor did come back into the game somewhat. Onur was very lucky to get away with a free kick when it seemed as if Christian Paulsen had scored. But it's the Turkish fans who are a little happier at the end of the first leg, which ends Liverpool 1, Trabzonspor 0.